Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is Carmina bringing you the 52 playing cards, meaning, interpretation, symbology, and all that good stuff. So today is a Four of Clubs day, so we're going to be addressing that. But before that, imaginary drum roll. Guess what I got in the mail today? Yay, my cards came today. I'm so happy. I was so happy to unbox, like in one of those YouTube videos. I was like, yes, this is the deck. Cards of Truth. And these are the babies. Yeah, so I'll be sending them out to you guys today. If you've already given me your address, if you haven't given me your address, please email it to me. And yeah, even if you don't watch this video, I'm gonna email everyone who hasn't sent me their address yet so that I can send them out really quickly. Okay, so yes, and if you want to order these cards, you can still do so because I have a big box of them, like a 10-kilogram box. And just follow the link below. And yeah, let's carry on with the Four of Clubs. So in the past videos, we looked at various cultures and the meanings of the numbers in these cultures. So we're not going to skip, of course, number 4. Number 4 has a very occult connotation. In the Old Testament, the name of God was written with 4 letters. And also for Pythagoreans, 4 is the number of God. Number 4 is used for the 4 cardinal points, the 4 seasons, the 4 directions. There are also 4 great elements: earth, water, fire, and wind, especially in the West, because in the East they tend to also include ether, so 5. There are also 4, in Hinduism there are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. And also the Vedic realm talks about the 4 purposes of the 4 directions of life, which is Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. There are also 4 primary castes of society: Brahmin or Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So you can see that this number 4 has a reputation. Tarot, in the Major Arcana, we connect the energy of the Black 4 with the Hierophant. So this is the more occult connotation. 4 is very connected to number 2 because it's 2 times 2. And if we look astrologically, 4 is Mercury, and the 2 is the moon. And the moon is the parent of Mercury in Vedic astrology. When we think of number 4, we think of something with 4 corners, 4 legs, something more stable, something more secure. The black 4s are the more active side of 4s, and the 4 of clubs, have to do with being secure with one's inspiration, finding some peace, finding some serenity, some calmness in intellectual pursuit. So it's not having an excess of something, but being at a secure place. Because, of course, in the Tara Arkamsha sequence, the number 4 corresponds to security. Mercury, because number 4, we talked that for the Pythagoreans, it was the perfect number, the number corresponding to God. Its association to Mercury, which is the messenger of the gods, which was also associated to Hermes Trismegistus, who brought about the knowledge in ancient Egypt. So we see this symbology of number 4, Mercury, the Hierophant, coming along. Number 4 can also be connected to secret societies, to some secret groups. So if you see that in a past life spread, the person may have been connected to that kind of thing. The 4, of course, is part of the Queen's energy. It's the initial part of the Queen's energy of some stability, then comes the restlessness, the improvement, and the 5, and then again more stability at the 6. So Again, we remind ourselves that the Queen is the only court card that has in its constitution 2 even numbers. If we look at the Four of Clubs, the underlying card is the Five of Clubs that we talked about yesterday. So it comes from some restlessness. That's its origin. And in this life, it doesn't really interact too much with that Five of Clubs restlessness anymore. And then the overlying card is the Six of Hearts. So it will, once the energy of the 4 is achieved, then the energy naturally transforms into emotional comfort. Somebody was asking me the other day the difference between the overlying cards and the ecliptic card. Well, the common thing is that they're both kind of fated, but it's a different thing because the ecliptic card is something that's in your path. It's like practical, it's like day-to-day situations that you get confronted with in your life. And the ecliptic path also has an underlying and an overlying card. The ecliptic path, it's more a position in the birth card spread, and the overlying card is a more subtle transformation of energy, and it only happens when that energy of the Four of Clubs is achieved. And before it is not fully integrated, then the energy will not move towards the overlying. The ecliptic card are things that will be in your path all the time. Okay, so this is a little pixelated, but it will have to do. We see here the Four of Clubs day quadration of today, so just focus more on the cards and less on the planets because they will be different for every person. I'm going to share with you the Four of Clubs days in the year. So they are April 30th, May 28th, June 26th, July 24th, August 22nd, September 20th, October 18th, November 16th, December 14th. These are the Four of Clubs days in the year. And if you are born after sunrise in your place of birth, of course, if you are born before sunrise, then you take as the birth card the one of the previous day, all right? So here we see the Queen quadration. We see the Four of Clubs birth card. So for the Four of Clubs, the path is the Ace of Diamonds. So they're on a path of starting new and concrete things, because the Ace of Diamonds is like the plot of land, the concrete potential that can be exploited in a various type of ways. The kingdom of the Four of Clubs is the Two of Diamonds, so coming together with something practical. We see a lot of diamonds in their spread. We see the Six of Diamonds in the Mercury card, and that's especially important because that's the fourth card and number 4 points to that. And also the first card is important because the ecliptic is an ace, and the ace is the first card and it points to that. And the Mercury's placement is also important. Let's see here in this example, Mercury is in the Jupiter card, which is a Four of Spades. Yeah, so I see for the Four of Clubs people, their kingdom is a diamond. So they are building something concrete. We noticed also for the Five of Clubs yesterday, their birth card is a club, but then the rest of the clubs are more difficult. If I remember correctly, the Five of Clubs had a Nine of Clubs on the Saturn card and another club on the Pluto card. So not really easy. And today we see the Mars card is a club, and then the Pluto card is a club. So this Mars card is pretty difficult because we know that in order to access the 8s and the 9s, we have to get past the 7, which is the disappointment. It's also important to mention that Mercury in the body, it rules the sense organs, the skin. It's very alert, very aware. Here we see the Eight of Clubs in the Mars card that shows that in crisis situations, the person, hopefully they just don't require other people's approval or other people's validation of their ideas, and they just They don't need to argue too much because they feel self-validated. That's the ideal manifestation. That club in the Pluto card, well, the person, whenever they do something, they take a risk with their inspiration. Whenever they're independent thinkers, their ego gets a little bit bashed. They can still be independent thinkers, but it will turn out differently. Maybe they will realize they wanted something else. That's not what they really want. The heart cards, well, they have a nice 10 of hearts on the Venus card, so they get a lot of love from their environment, and that's also what satisfies them. They are satisfied when their environment is very emotionally supportive. They're satisfied with a partner that is very affectionate. South node is connected to the Ace of Hearts, so past life patterns involving new feelings, new emotions. And the North Node is connected to the Eight of Spades, so taking the inner journey, being more inward oriented. Yeah, their Moon card is pretty tough too. That Jack of Spades there looks like, you know, the orphan card. Looks like when they were growing up, they had a tough time in their early childhood. Also, that Jupiter card with the Four of Spades is like their stability with their health and with their psychological well-being is pretty shaky. Also depends where Jupiter is. In this particular spread, Jupiter is also there, so it helps. The way they communicate is very pleasant. It's a Six of Diamonds. The way they organize their life is in a very concrete and comfortable manner, like the Six of Diamonds. Of course, you also have to look at Mercury. Mercury in this particular spread suffers a little bit there because it's starved by the moon, unfortunately, and agitated by the sun. It's also delighted by Jupiter, but it's a pretty difficult situation there. We also see a heart on the Neptune card. So I see these people, just by looking at the cards and not looking at the planetary placement, because that differs from person to person, they have the potential to be materially, financially, with their concrete skills, they seem to be more secure, more grounded with that, more comfortable. And their more difficult areas are their clubs. Although they are a club, although they are born with this inner security, then things come up in their life. There come crisis situations that ask of them to be self-validating. Then that Pluto card on the Three of Clubs is also difficult. The Spades, of course, that Jack of Spades on the Moon card is a pretty tough card, but I guess they can manage it, but with a lot of struggle and a lot of effort. So the Spades are more problematic, the relationship with their body, the relationship with their inner selves, with their work. But you know, like that Queen of Diamonds, they can be an example of good management of things. That's about it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. And I'm so excited. It's like Christmas came early. I have my cards. I can do my readings with them. Make sure you check out the other videos that are on this channel about cards, about astrology. Make sure you check out my website, yourstars.align.com. I, of course, do readings. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.